Top 5 Most Cunning Women by Zodiac Sign. There are women who are impossible to deceive. They read people like an open book, calculate steps forward and know how to turn out to be good, only when it is beneficial. Their cunning is not malicious, it is a gift. This is an innate ability to control the situation, maintain power and get what you want without revealing all the cards. The 5 zodiac signs under which the most cunning women are born is not just a list. This is a map of those who know how to see the essence, manipulate softly but accurately, and even in the most difficult circumstances stay one step ahead. You've definitely met one. It's impossible to forget her. Or maybe it's you yourself. Subscribe to the channel if you want to know what lies behind the looks, words and decisions of women according to their zodiac sign. Here is the real power of knowledge about the nature of characters, without mystifications, but with deep esoteric accuracy. Write in the comments under which sign the smartest manipulator from your circle was born. And now, let's begin to reveal the 5 most cunning women of the zodiac. The first sign is Gemini. The Gemini woman is a master of verbal combinations and unpredictable maneuvers. Her cunning is not in secret schemes, but in the speed of her thinking. While the interlocutor is constructing a sentence, she has already calculated 5 possible answer options and has chosen the most neutral and disarming one. She never says everything directly. Each of her words is multi-layered, with a double bottom, and this is what makes her especially difficult to understand. Her strength is in changeability, and this is her main trick. No one knows what she really is, because she decides for herself what to be like, depending on the situation. She knows how to adapt instantly. In one society, an intellectual with witty comments, in another, light, playful, almost naive. But naivety is just a shell. The Gemini woman subtly feels what is expected of her, and skillfully presents it. Her cunning is that she does not play someone else's role. She controls her image like an actress with impeccable intuition. And at the same time, she always stays one step ahead. It is impossible to catch her in straightforwardness, because her path is always intricate but precise. She does not lie, she diverts attention in the right direction. Instead of arguing, she changes the subject. Instead of a direct answer, a riddle, a hint, a smile. And this is real manipulation. She does not force to do, she makes to want. Men next to her are lost in attempts to unravel, and women, in envy of her ability to remain unattainable even in the most direct communication. In relationships, the Gemini woman uses cunning as a tool for survival and control. She does not demand, she inspires. She does not insist, she creates conditions. Her partner may think that he made the decision himself, but in fact it was carefully directed. She never presses, she does not need to. Her lightness and mobility disarm. And this is precisely the most powerful form of influence. She is able to keep several lines of communication in her head, remember all the details, switch between roles without losing focus. This intellectual flexibility makes her a dangerous opponent in disputes and a brilliant ally in negotiations. She may seem absent-minded, but this is an illusion. In fact, she sees everything, hears everything and understands perfectly well what, where and when to say. The Gemini woman is not the type of cunning that is associated with deceit. She does not destroy, she plays. But this game requires mental effort from all participants. And not everyone is able to keep up the pace. This is why she is considered one of the most cunning, because she is always on the move, and because no one knows until the end where she is real and where is just one of her versions. The second sign is Libra. The Libra woman manipulates not with words, but with balance. She creates an atmosphere in which it is impossible to say no, because any no is rudeness, and she does not tolerate rudeness. Her cunning is in aesthetics, in soft pressure, in the ideal setting of the situation. She never raises her voice. She simply creates such conditions in which it is advantageous to be on her side. Her charm is not open, but enveloping. It does not storm, it is introduced. She is able to restrain any irritation, hide any inconvenience behind a polite smile. And this is what makes her an incredibly difficult opponent. When everyone thinks that she has given in fact, she just waited for the moment. The Libra woman does not react instantly. Her cunning is that she is strategic. She builds her actions so that after a few steps everything looks like a coincidence, although it was a clear calculation. She masterfully works with other people's weaknesses. She doesn't press, doesn't reproach, doesn't threaten. She simply notices details and then uses them at the right moment. Silently, precisely, without conflict. Her favorite technique is to create a sense of harmony, and then unobtrusively control the direction of this harmony. She cannot be accused of manipulation, because everything looks soft, beautiful and almost natural. In her personal life, she behaves as if she doesn't demand anything. But in the end, everything happens the way she needs it. Not because she asked, because the partner himself wanted to do it. And if he didn't want to, then silent disappointment, atmospheric pressure and, as a result, a change in behavior await him. She doesn't explain, she inspires. She doesn't press, she corrects. And this is her unique tactic of influence. The Libra woman knows how to wait. This is the key element of her cunning. She does not force events, she allows them to mature. But at the same time, she controls everything. Her calmness is not naivety, it is self-discipline. She understands that chaos does not give power, but order is an excellent foundation for management. Therefore, she always maintains a certain level of decency and comfort around herself. To influence, not rudely, but elegantly. Her cunning is intellectual. She does not play primitive games. She selects words, movements, accents. Her strategy is the art of diplomacy. She knows how to be irreplaceable without imposing herself. She is appreciated because it is calm next to her. And then, they are surprised how it turned out that she decided everything. The Libra woman is a puppeteer working with silk threads. And that is why her cunning is one of the most sophisticated. The third sign of Pisces. The Pisces woman hides her cunning under a thin veil of sensitivity and softness. She will never go ahead, this is not her style. Her path is water. She flows around obstacles, penetrates cracks, acts unnoticed. She may seem absent-minded, immersed in her dreams, but this is only a mask. Under this mask is an incredibly accurate understanding of people, their weaknesses and emotional levers. She does not use force, she uses the state. Her cunning is manifested in the ability to appeal to feelings. She does not manipulate directly, but always knows when to show vulnerability, when to remain silent, when to burst into tears or just look away. And the one who is next to her already feels responsibility, guilt or a desire to protect. The Pisces woman does not demand, she evokes the necessary emotion. And through emotion she gets the result. She knows how to be irreplaceable, in a variety of roles, as a listener, as an advisor, as a friend, as someone who will never harm. But it is her position as a quiet observer that allows her to influence the situation much more than if she acted openly. Her cunning is in control through passivity. While others are hitting the nail on the head, she creates the right atmosphere around her. And the result is the same, only with less effort and without resistance. She subtly senses who is in front of her, and she changes to suit the situation. With a strong person, she becomes weak. With a soft person, she becomes confident. Her image is never fixed. She seems to adjust to the inner rhythm of another person, creating the illusion of a kinship of souls. And in this illusion, a person loses caution. And she, meanwhile, calmly builds the necessary scenario. In a relationship, she will never show that she is in control. Everything will look like a stream, but it is she who sets the direction. She does not make scenes, does not demand reports, does not fight for attention. She simply disappears at the moment when it is needed. And this causes fear. Fear of loss, which makes others come back and do what she did not ask out loud. This is the highest form of control. The Pisces woman is cunning because she never goes head-on. She acts through space, feelings, pauses. Her art is in the understatement. She lets others figure it out, and almost always to her advantage. And that's what makes her one of the most invisible, yet powerful figures in emotional games. Her cunning isn't about guile. It's a quiet, subtle control that's almost impossible to resist. The fourth sign is Scorpio. A Scorpio woman is not just cunning. She is strategic depth, reinforced by predatory intuition. She is not interested in simple games and superficial manipulations. She builds entire mental traps into which others fall voluntarily. She observes, keeps silent, collects information, and then delivers a pinpoint, absolutely precise blow. Everything she does is planned in advance. Even if it seems that her emotions have taken over, this can be an element of her strategy. Her cunning is a system disguised as spontaneity. She knows how to feel other people's fears, desires, weaknesses. And to use this not impulsively, but cold-bloodedly. A Scorpio woman is capable of making someone surrender their positions to her, believing that this is their decision. She does not ask. She creates a situation in which the other person simply has no choice. Her cunning is not on the surface. It is hidden in silence, in pauses, in random phrases that then suddenly work. This is not manipulation. This is control at the psyche level. The Scorpio woman always calculates the consequences. She is not interested in instant benefits. She needs everything: power, confidence, influence. And she knows how to get it. Her main tool is control. And control not through pressure, but through invisible power over consciousness. She can be passionate, vulnerable, cold, strong. It all depends on what face she needs to show. But the real thing is always behind the scenes, where she holds the levers. The Scorpio woman will never allow herself to be used, but will always find a way to use others. Not for revenge, not for a game, but to achieve a precise goal. Her ability to be invisible and at the same time influence is a rare gift. Her cunning is a mixture of patience and poison. She can wait for months, years, and then take everything in one day. And not because she is taking revenge, because she knew how and when to make her move. A Scorpio woman is not a chess player. She is the creator of the chessboard on which everyone else plays. The fifth sign is Capricorn. A Capricorn woman is cunning in her own way. She will never show her strength until it is necessary. Her weapons are logic, structure, discipline, and the ability to calculate everything at the level of the course of events, words, reputation, and power. She will not weave intrigues. She creates them through position, status, and influence. Her cunning is a thoughtful tactic, where each step is part of a long-term strategy. She does not act in a fit of rage. She endures, evaluates, waits, and then she builds her plans so that those around her themselves offer her everything she needs. A Capricorn woman does not manipulate directly. She creates conditions under which others begin to adapt to her. Her speech is precise, calculating, cold, but behind every word there is a deep analysis. She will not openly oppose if it is not beneficial, but she will find a way to achieve her goal even in the most difficult situation. She is cunning in decision-making. She always leaves an escape route behind her and at the same time blocks it for others. Her strength is in forecasting. The Capricorn woman knows how to predict the development of events with mathematical precision. And when everyone thinks that she has lost, it turns out that she has simply shifted the focus. Her cunning is not a lie or manipulation. It is a precise, rational, dispassionate system that does not allow weaknesses. She waits, analyzes, and only then acts. At the same time, her actions are infallible. She is always one step ahead, not because she is faster, but because she is deeper. The Capricorn woman is cunning in that she knows how to be convenient until the moment comes when she becomes necessary. She does not take abrupt steps, she builds a ladder. And when others are still discussing the start, she is already at the top. Her cunning lies in her ability to create the impression of stability, behind which hides absolute control. And this is what makes her one of the most strategically dangerous women of the zodiac.